let's close it up with the our AGM Conclusion Dialogue. It's an interesting one.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it possible for your spouse to cheat on you without having sex?
Spouse or partner?
Either or.
Okay, that's fair.
Is it possible to be cheated on without having sex? Without them having sex?
Not what you. Not what you put people on blast.
Yeah, for sure it is. It is. I think anything that betrays like the trust that you have, like y'all have like a understanding, even if it's not even like a verbal or written down or saying, you just have a mutual understanding. Right. Like, this is our relationship. You know your partner or partners well enough to be like, you kind of have an idea for what they expect from you and what is acceptable, what's not acceptable. So it doesn't just have to be sex. It could, emotional cheating is a thing.
All right, what about you?
I mean, I agree. It's controversial. However, I do agree.
That's the whole point.
I know, but playing the devil's advocate, it's like, I have been in a situation where it's like, well, I mean, bro's in a whole other state. We don't have no plans on meeting anytime soon. Did I kind of catch feeling while I'm technically in a relationship? Yes. Did I realize I was wrong? Was I guilty? Yes. I understood these problems, so I knew that technically what I was doing in my situation was definitely some form of cheating, because it let me remember, like, oh, snap. I probably shouldn't settle in my current relationship. Oh, snap, right. I can connect with other people on different levels that I didn't expect to be able to, because I've been in this relationship and that's all I've known. So, yeah, I was like, all right, well, damn, I should probably branch out and not settle. However, yeah, it is cheating because it brings about different controversy. Like Dorian said, though, I feel like it has to do with the relationship, too. Any relationship, and I'm big on communication, so I feel like any relationship should have a communication level of, are we exclusive? What do you expect, or what would you prefer or like out of respect for this relationship?
Right.
It's not always that simple for people, which I understand. It doesn't always come up that organically. However, it is important to consciously make an effort to see and check in with the parameters of what your prospective partner is looking for in a relationship or expects in a relationship, so y'all not stepping on toes and y'all can know if y'all really want to be in the relationship or with each other. Because I feel like that's important. If y'all have a misunderstanding on what's cheating, what's not. If having girlfriends, even though you're not romantic or even emotionally cheating, if to your female that's cheating, you should probably get that understanding, as opposed to you having girlfriends 6 years down, or 6 months down the line, and now y'all about to break up because you didn't understand that she thought that was cheating from the jump.
Bro.
Right. But you don't care if she has guy friends, because that's not cheating to you. That's friends. It's circumstantial. Ultimately, sure, yes.
That was what I was going to touch on next, like going back to the forgiveness thing. Like, for you personally, is that like a deal breaker? And I know there's a difference if it's a partner or a husband or
and
wife,
there is,
so.
And I feel like there's difference in nuances of relationships, like, because with dating, people don't look at dating as talking is that's a whole nother subject for
right.
We're gonna get into that because I feel very strongly about that. But is it forgivable? Yeah, I feel like it can be. Granted, I feel like it depends on the extent of what the cheating outside of physical was. Mm-hmm. Like, how long did you guys talk? Did you really feel like you could see yourself with this person? Like, do you really feel like this is somebody you want to be with? Because we don't have to have a charade. No. You might also not be able to get the chance to have your cake and eat it too, but be upfront and let the other person know.
So if it was like,
for me,
wham bam, mistake, one time thing, you'd probably be more accepted to forgiving that, rather than like a whole emotional attachment.
I feel like it depends. It's so circumstantial for me, because I'm a benefit of the doubt person, so I'm willing to look at different nuances to kind of give people passes for things that a lot of people would feel is unacceptable behavior. Like, wait, but did you think about these different reasons as to why they could have?
Right.
And for me, I feel like it'll be more like, all right, well, let's check in. Are we good? Because if we got things to work on, we got things to work on.
Get more to like what the root of
what the root of where that came from. Granted, for me, it's like, I feel like it might depend on who you're emotionally cheating with too. Because if it's somebody you've had a past with, an ex or something, then it's like, all right, well, so you're still confused.
Right.
I don't gotta be here for you to be confused.
Exactly.
But you don't get to have both. In that situation, if it's a random person, that's slightly different to me because you don't have that history. You don't already have that established connection, history, physical relationship.
But they could still look at that person per
Sexually?
se, not just sexually, but just be like, you know what? Ideally, I would prefer this as my relationship than what I'm currently dealing with, because you never know what the circumstances of their situation is at the time. So if somebody's like, you know, with you and then they're like looking at somebody else saying like, you know what, I would prefer that because it looks good when, you know, because you're not gonna see the flaws
or you don't know
off
that
the
person
top.
yet,
You don't know them like that. You just know what they presented to you thus far. So they can be really looking at this person like, you know what, I actually can see myself in a long-term situation with that instead of what I'm currently with. Whether they regret it later on or not is beside the point. I'm just saying, as far as them, you know, even if it is like a random person or somebody that they just met.
I guess I find it interesting and something that is so circumstantial or finicky when it comes to answering about is because that was literally like a situation I was in, you know, where it was like, damn, well, I'm out here acting single for a couple months because I can, and my dude's back at home.
All right.
And it's like, all right, well, I'm talking to him over text, we're FaceTime, and then it's like, oh, well, you're catching feelings. I see emotional connection. I could potentially see something. However, I'm not single.
Right.
I feel like the fact of guilt, yearning, not talking about where I was wrong was not communicating the fact that I was feeling unhappy. Waking up every day, even just as unhappy as the day before, knowing you're going to be just as unhappy or more unhappy, or you thinking about the next nigga when you sleeping next to yours, that's hard. And that's where guilt and, you know, things like that come in. And I feel like it depends on the person, too. So considering I'm the person wronged, I'd like to say, yeah, no, it shouldn't be a deal breaker. Like, no. It depends on the person, their experiences, their traumas, what their past relationships was like. If they've been emotionally scarred from that shit, that's a deal breaker for them, period. They're not going to accept that. They're not going to tolerate it. They're not going to allow anything of that nature if they've had negative experiences with it.
For sure.
I can't say I have. Yeah, I can't say that I have, especially with most of my experience being with me. But even when my ex went back to, when we were together and he went back to his ex, it's like, I had more so a part, like you could have talked to, cheated. If you did cheat, I don't know. But if you did, anybody except for this person.
Right.
It could have been a random person, and I would have been completely fine, but this is your ex, who I got you out of that situation. You know, it's different. It matters on who the person is, too, to an extent. That makes sense.
So, I mean, y'all both seen Baby Boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
You ain't seen Baby Boy?
Oh, God. We're going to have an episode where we're going to talk about black movies, and I'm going to allow y'all and give y'all the space to get on me and give me a list of all the black movies that I haven't seen, because I would definitely have my black card revoked.
Okay.
I've only seen one of the Fridays, and I'm pretty sure it was Friday After Next.
Damn,
that I've
mainly first.
Yeah, right. You know, I'm choppy with it.
We got you. We'll
I don't even want to put myself on blast right now. We'll get into that on another episode. But yeah.
I'll come to you I was going to come to you anyway. So, you remember when Jody went to old girl house and all that to sell the clothes and spit? Is that cheating?
He did what, to sell her clothes?
When he went to a girl house, like toward the end. Remember the girl that worked with his dad?
Oh yeah, that was cheating. She sucked his dick.
Okay, now yeah, that's cheating. I mean, but then at the same time, it's like me being.
Okay. Let's say that part didn't happen. Because that's what I was more so getting.
Because like that
because he left. Like
that's a cheating in a very like black and white way of doing it. But the fact that he didn't have sex with her on some man shit, it's like give that man his credit. Like you feel me?
So that shouldn't be a deal breaker.
I would like for us to normalize the fact that women could get credit for not succumbing to certain things too, because y'all got us fucked up. Thank you. I feel like we need to talk about it because y'all so quick. Men need their reward for turning down sex. No, females deserve credit for turning down sex. That shit's hard too. Like
I don't think so, because
I
think. No, I'm gonna tell you why.
It's hard.
Because I feel like dick is at y'all disposal literally 24/7. Every time you open your inbox, walk outside and a nigga say hi to you. It don't matter how small the detail, it's always there, and it's not the same for men.
No, but whether it's, for me personally, I feel like whether, despite accessibility, if you're there, fuck, I'm losing my train of thought. I hate my life. What were we talking about?
I mean, are you more so meaning like when there's a specific person you want to have sex with?
Yeah, no, I get it. Like for women, it's like.
Oh,
that's
okay.
being
I'm back to where I got.
Because we're not gonna act like it's the same thing.
No, because I feel like that's for what I was saying is more so in the moment. In the moment, a female is in the moment. A dude wants to have sex for her. Forget accessibility. If a female is tempted in a sense where she's like, fuck, I really know, or I don't want to, or I know this probably isn't the right move for whatever reason you may have for yourself, but you still be tempted, and it's like, well, he could just stick to tipping. I mean, and you know what that's gonna do? Like, that's full blown sex. Niggas would be like, all right, well,
tip sex.
Well, maybe we're just uneducated on.
I mean, I get it for women as far as like y'all have the urge. Like if they find a man that they like, and like the option is there, then the urge is just as strong, if not stronger, for us. So it's like, let's say, I don't know, I'll use Denzel Washington as an example. You know, the guy that
nigga, they like. Doing that.
What the heck you mean? But I'm just saying. Let's say there's a woman and she gets in contact with Denzel Washington.
Okay.
Like the urges for her is going to be stronger than like the urge for your typical nigga, like just in a random girl's inbox. You feel me? Okay. Even though like and it's
but
also
the fact that it has to be that extreme for like a celebrity crush.
For them, it has to be that extreme because, like we said, women have, whether they want to admit it or not, they have like an unlimited supply of dick. It's an unlimited supply of dick, but because of that, it's like it's not about quantity, it's about quality. So, but they still find men attractive, they still sexual women, they still want to have sex, but it's just like they're more like, all right, I don't like this type of nigga, I want this type of nigga. So if I can get access to these type of niggas, then let's have a party. But it's the thing, but the reality of the world is like it's a mixed bag. Sometimes you're gonna have mostly it's gonna be bum niggas, and every so often.
But that be the situation though. Usually when a woman.
But I was more so getting at the specifics of you referencing Baby Boy, and he got props for getting his dick sucked. And
if you see the scene, you'll see it wasn't that black and white.
Sure, but say in this black and white situation, a female get her pussy ate. And being able to leave, she get the same motherfucking props. Period. I don't care.
To also go back to the Baby Boy thing, because you gotta understand what it's
and
like.
That's fair.
I mean,
but like I said, I'm just talking the black and white.
So I can only speak from like just what I've observed. But for a man, it's like we have to really be on our stuff to get like pussy thrown at us. It's not like I could just walk out into the world and be like, I'm a man, and women come like, oh, here's some pussy. And like I get pussy pics in my inbox.
Single segment.
Ever. So for men, and then like society tells like you gotta have sex with a lot of women. So it's like you got that, the fact that pussy isn't, it's like you have to, as a man, you have to acquire some type of skill and swagger. Money. And you have to acquire something to get pussy on a somewhat regular level. Like even, let's say a rich nigga, a celebrity nigga, he gets pussy at the rate that a regular woman has access to dick. Like a regular woman, who's like mildly attractive, she can get dick every single night from a different nigga if she really wanted to.
And that's fair.
And niggas would pay for it. On top of
niggas
that,
will pay for it. She can get dick from a billionaire nigga. She can get dick from a nigga that work at at McDonald's. Now a broke nigga, he can only get pussy from no one. Like, you feel me? It's like he gotta pay for it. He gotta trick a girl, and it's like,
let's not count out the demographic of females that aren't necessarily desirables, but there's somebody for everybody. That group of females, which end up being the broke niggas' baby mamas, let's not forget, because that's a whole nother demographic of females who signed up to be with this broke nigga, have this broke nigga baby, be one of 5 baby mamas.
But usually it's because he has some type of confidence, some type of mouthpiece.
You'd be surprised. I've seen, granted, I'm in like a whole girl group page, like, so I see a lot of different shit where it's like, this nigga literally can't do shit for you, doesn't offer you nothing. Granted, I don't know your relationship through and through, but you ain't even painting it good. So it's like, here you are talking about this Asian nigga, yet you still tripping over him, you still pregnant with his kid, you still the fourth baby mama. To each his own, but
I honestly think that kind of plays on this like psychology of women, which is like if a woman typically sees that other women want a man, or that another man like has access to a bunch of women, that automatically makes them like, what's up with him?
It's something there.
Yeah, I want
that
to find
attracts
out.
more women when they see a woman with a man that's not that desirable.
But I get it. Like I won't never say that Jody didn't cheat when he got his dick sucked, because he did.
Bro, you bringing up that one,
see,
that
and
one part though.
I still can't agree or disagree. I haven't seen it.
Let me finish, because like this. Let me set the scene up for you.
Okay.
He was wrong for being there in the first place. He should have never went there.
He was selling clothes,
to begin
man.
with. He should have. He knew what.
Okay. We see where you were lying at.
When he gets to the girl's house, because he knows she works with his baby mama. Lights is dim. Got the candles lit. You feel me? She got her little lingerie on, looking good. And, you know, they've been making eyes at each other the whole time. And, you know, she looking right. She like, you know, what's up? Like, you feel me? I'm not going to tell her nothing. Like, I'm not going to tell her shit. I just want some dick. And for a man and she attractive. So a man to turn that down, and she got the light, she got the move. She put a spell on him.
With more, okay. I'm going to throw out your last comment. But with more context, sure. I see where props are given. Granted, I'm a bisexual woman, so sometimes I have the tendency where I'm like, I don't know, sometimes I just want to fuck just to fuck. Sometimes I don't want, you know, I tap into nigga mentality, as some would be able to call it, where it's like, yeah, nah, why wouldn't I just get head and dip? And no, that's not cheating, I just handle business and with the problem. Like, but with that kind of situation, sure, he was strong in that sense for just getting head, because yeah, he could have. The scene was set.
Yeah, people was clapping in the theaters when he left. Like, even when they was like, yeah.
Right. And yeah, because part of me, my initial reaction was, he wasn't wrong. I mean, why he wrong for getting a little head?
And if you notice, like, you know, back to the point of like y'all accessibility, like that's why usually niggas is more hurt when they do get cheated on, because when y'all cheat, it be like somebody that got more money or just, you know, got something way more going for themselves than the current person they with, versus niggas, sometimes you'll be like, damn, like that's who you cheated with? Like all different people. Like, so that's why it kind of hits on another level, you know what I mean, when women do decide to cheat.
So what do you view? You think it's cheating emotionally is a deal breaker?
Yeah, I'm
gonna say, was it a deal breaker for you? Because I don't think you ever really.
Well, I've been cheated on, I guess, but it didn't really affect me. Like, it was some physical shit.
And I've been cheated on and all that.
But I feel like if a woman cheats on you emotionally, it's done. It's done. Like, if she cheats on you emotionally, she's gonna cheat on you physically. They go hand in hand. If a man cheats on you emotionally, he might not cheat on you physically. If he cheats on you physically, he probably not cheating on you emotionally. He might, but I don't know. But if a woman cheats on you emotionally, she's going to cheat on you physically. It's like, nigga, it's one and
that I can't disagree with, just even with the idea of when females check out a relationship, if females are unhappy, they check out sooner.
Yeah.
And then they end the relationship. Right. Or before the relationship ends. They have already checked out. And I did the same thing. That summer prompted a couple months of unhappiness to where I was like, fuck, I'm stagnant. I got to do something. Hardest decision of my life, but you know, I had already mentally had been guilty, been thinking of other things, been already like, damn, this isn't gonna work. Like,
and you may hate this, but like with men, like I don't like usually when they do cheat, like sometimes it's just literally because they just had like a sexual urge. Versus women, it's what like kind of what he went to. It's because you emotionally checked out,
and that's where
you actually like invested in that point. Like some men can cheat and then the woman literally means nothing to him. He can go home and sleep like a baby.
And I understand that, but I feel like that's where even just the aspect of even in rap music, female rappers being more open about their sexuality, we need to break down that stigma that females aren't humans that have sexual urges and want to just satisfy them and keep it pushing just like men because we're fucking human. I feel like, but that whole stigma.
But y'all don't admit it as much because y'all get shamed more for it. So
I was just about to say that whole stigma with, like Dorian said, guys are expected to sleep with more women, and that's attractive or whatever, but appealing or what's expected of a man. Females, one too many bodies, and you whole ass written off for never being touched ever again. Like, wait a minute, and then don't get me started on the ignorant niggas who are like, oh, you have a baby. Like, let's not act like skin isn't skin. We're not gonna go there. It's not the episode for that. However, it's just I feel like that whole stigma, which is part of what I want to help break down, not just with y'all, but just in general with people, is just let's stop making it such a big fucking deal about women's sexuality as if we can't do it just like men do. Yeah, we're receiving big fucking whoop. Like, I feel like that people are so caught up with that whole aspect. Yeah, we still have the power of the babies though.
So to personalize it, you can have sex with somebody and just be cool with just that and not have no type of relationship with that person whatsoever.
I've had friends with benefits where it's strictly that. We call each other when we trying to fuck, and that's that. Literally, no kissing, no cuddling, no raw sex. That was our rules.
See, I can't do that.
And it was perfect. But that was for what it was. It was exactly what it was. Like, and
like, if I'm
don't get me wrong, I was single.
Right.
So he was just somebody that's my, like, I need somebody right now. You live less than 5 minutes away from me.
Right.
I'm not talking to nobody right now. If I'm talking to somebody that's different, then it's like, all right, well, I might not need to do that. I do like, yeah, of course, everybody likes kissing and foreplay and all that. Sure, absolutely. But for what we're trying to achieve right now, that human urge, just like I'm a nigga in this situation, we're just fucking just to fuck. Keep it pushing. We watch comedies, we watch some stand up, we joke around. We were open enough and friends enough to where we could be like, all right, if we haven't had sex in 2 weeks or so, what you been doing? Who you been talking? And we'll tell each other, like, we open, like, he don't care about none of that. I didn't care about none of that. Like, you can have sex with the person the day before me, and that's your business. Be safe. I already know your rules, so you gonna be safe. I already know mine. I'm gonna be safe. We're adults. Why we acting like we not adults?
I see all the women that's watching us right now, like, girl, preach.
I don't know. It might get that way over time, like, especially because I'm gonna give out a different point of view that women either are afraid to talk about or just feel like it's not ladylike, it's too prudish, it's too explicit. Fuck all that. Let's talk about it like niggas talk about it, because we're human too, so.
You ain't closing sentiments?
Well, if she cheats on me emotionally or physically, I will not forgive her. She is for the streets. And that is it. Done deal.
She don't got an AP. She is not mine.
You feel me? We can be if she cheats on me, then we can do that other thing. It's like, alright, you want some dick?
Right.
So you're saying she's for the streets if y'all not in a relationship, or if they cheat?
No, if we're in a relationship and you cheat, if I find out you're cheating on me,
then you're for the streets.
Then you're for the streets.
Oh, that's for
Which
sure.
means,
okay.
it's like,
to each his own, that's your perspective.
I mean, we could.
So basically, you're gonna place her in a different category than you had her before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but yeah, she's in a different category, essentially.
I mean.
Great.
Yeah, don't get yourself in trouble though. I'll let you leave it, like, because I was going to inquire, like, don't get yourself in trouble.
She's demoted.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like, if you're not the same caliber, like, she in last place at that point.
All right, y'all, great discussion. Sure, this will come up again at some point because very controversial.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Once again,
thank you.
You can like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's push this to the furthest extent, man. Like I said, you can hit any of us. Let us know the feedback, what you think, and we'll make sure to get the message to the other. If there's any topics you guys want us to bring up, send it to our email, allgrindmedia21@gmail.com. Again, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in, and see y'all later.
Thanks. Peace out.
Happy Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Day.